Hey!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Thank you all so much for stopping by. It's time we take a little break from the peak content which is known as feet. Yes, I hear you guys. You want a top 10 servant video. I know, I am your fucking bitch and I do hear you. Wait, in all seriousness, I am concocting a whole entire list of the top servants that are in the Fate series. So with that being said, I will ask for your patience a little bit more. I think you guys can do. You're very handsome individual people. Oh, and women, beautiful women. There are some women that watch me. Beautiful women and handsome men. If you guys enjoy the content you see, drop a like on the video. It helps grow the YouTube channel. Plus, it puts me one step closer to reaching my goal. By the way, guys, if you did not know already, I basically upload every single Sunday. So if you're new here, subscribe. It literally does nothing but gives you a free card. Yeah, that's what it is. Punishing Gray Ravens is a fantastic fucking game and highly underrated. Nobody talks about this series and I don't really understand why. Yeah, they make tutorial videos or whatever, but no one talks about the verse, the powers, or anything like that. At least not that I know of. And I'm different. I'm better. Yes, I made a video about Ishmael. Well, Ishmael and Alien X to be more precise, but I do not care. I will probably give her a video of her own. Now, before I kind of begin this, I want to explain what Punishing Gray Ravens is, because to know what this series and cosmology is about, you have to have a basic understanding of what the game is to understand the full context of what everything I'm saying. I'm going to quickly brush through this, so don't worry. Punishing Gray Ravens is a fast-paced action RPG set in a post-apocalyptic future where the punishing virus has corrupted machines and devastated humanity. Survivors live abroad in an orbital station known as Babylonia, sending elite cyborg soldiers called constructs, former humans rebuilt for combat, back to Earth. Players act as a commandment, leading these units to reclaim the planet. Now, with that being said, to fully understand the cosmology of the verse, we need to break this video down into 3 separate parts. The construct physiology, as why I just said that's what the humans are, because their construct is what the humans are, and many characters scale from being a construct. That's how the verse is. 2, the punishing virus, which has like multiple different parts, but it's still very important because that relates to the hetero egg, which then translates to the hetero tower. And the hetero tower, at the very end, after I get to it, after everything, will explain why this verse can be scaled as high as it does. Oh, wait, did I say as high as it does? Oh, wait, did I spoil the video? Yeah. Kinda. So with that being said, let's fucking get into this shit now. To start this off, let's talk about the constructs. Constructs are elite combat cyborgs created by transferring a human's consciousness into a mechanical body. This consciousness is housed with the Memory Inductive Neural Depository, or MIND, an advanced emulator that allows the construct to function like a living being. To prevent MIND deviation, a mental instability caused by the stress of their artificial forms, constructs use their inner device to link with a human commandment's mind beacon. This psychic connection stabilizes their mental state and prevents them from falling victim to the punishing virus. Again, that's why it's important. A construct's stability is tracked via a decimal coefficient between 0 and 1. If that value reaches 0, fuck me in the ass cunt nugget. If that value reaches 1, not 0, the MIND is fully corrupted, turning the construct into a hostile, corrupted entity. Now, with that being said, being a construct comes with some hexes. Although they're not very powerful, still important to know. Constructs are vastly superior to humans, with even superhumans such as the commandment processing less than 20th of a construct's artificial strand. Constructs also have superhuman senses. They can survive unassisted in space and they don't require food or water, or, well, require them to sleep at all. Pretty basic stuff, nothing important. Constructs can also form after images while dodging and drastically slowing down time in the Matrix, increasing their thinking speed and slowing down their perception of time. Lastly, they can process information quite more efficiently than a normal human. Again, nothing too crazy, but I wanted to talk about this to give you a basic general understanding of what a construct is, because constructs are a cheat code for survival. By moving a human soul into a machine body, humanity created a warrior that is too tough for the virus to melt, or well, but too human for the virus to easily hack. Because a construct has a human mind, they can actually look at the code of the universe, interacting with the higher dimensions and time travel without their brains exploding. They aren't just soldiers, they are the bridge that allows the human race to stop being players, quote unquote, in the game and start becoming the programmers who can change the rules to save everyone. Again, I want to make this very clear, even though the hacks are basic as fuck for right now, the fact that they are linked to something way more advanced later on that can totally be scaled to, like the main characters who probably will get a video on, makes a whole lot more sense when you put this all into context. Lucia is an example, just saying. Maybe I'll do a video about her, who knows. Before we move on to the punishing virus, I need to explain the importance of what the punishing virus is and why it's important to the cosmology of the video. I don't want to half-ass this shit, man. Nobody be doing these videos, so I'm gonna fucking do it. In the cosmology punishing Grey Raven, the punishing virus acts as a higher dimensional great filter, quote unquote, or the universal law that inevitably emerges to test civilizations once they achieve advanced technological breakthroughs, such as mastering zero-point energy, for example. Because the universe is composed of fundamental information structures, the virus serves as a cosmic cleaning mechanism that filters or recycles civilizations that fail to balance their progress with spiritual or mental stability, converting their essence into mindless corrupted whose sole purpose is to erase the human conscious. Constructs are the vital cosmological cheat code for humanity's survival. By surgically transferring a human soul into the mechanical frame, they can create a bridge again to withstand the physical decay and digital decay. The unique physiology allows them to interact with the higher dimensional code of the universe, like I stated before, enabling feats like time travel and reality manipulation. While their mental link to a human commandment prevents the mind deviation that would otherwise cause them to succumb to the virus and become part of the very entropy they are to stopping the fight, or fighting to stop, excuse me. The punishing virus itself manifests in various ways, all being related to the phenomena innately possessing the following abilities. The punishing virus directly attacks the organism's cells, causing rapid cellular decay and hijacks the logical circuits of the mechanoids, corrupting them and causing them to manifest extreme hostility towards any individual displaying human consciousness or behavior. It is technically impossible to completely trace back the information recorded in the punishing virus, which is the Phantom Tracer's core that was built upon the recycled tissue of the hetero hive mother. As a direct result of the red tide being born from the punishing virus, which I will get to later, it's recorded information that cannot be obtained. Shown when Lee was attempting to use the Spear of FOS to restore the memory data of the surrounding area and some of the dead constructs, only for their data to be indecipherable despite him having to pick it up. Eventually, it is revealed that the language or code in the virus is higher dimensional in nature, excuse me, with it also being revealed that its essence is a multi-dimensional information. The virus is also responsible for absorbing all information of the universe bubble, thus destroying said universe in the process. The punishing virus isn't just a four-dimensional structure, it's an anomaly, it's a conceptual eraser. It operates on the level of information structures, which in the PGR cosmology are the true reality behind the shadow of matter and dimensions. When the virus destroys a universe bubble, it doesn't just crush it, it deletes the informational concept of the universe's existence, the concepts that exist within it, to be more precise. This makes the virus basically outerversal, as it treats the entire dimensional hierarchy as nothing more than lines of code that can be wiped from the source. But again, I'll get more to this later on. The punishing virus fills itself with Earth-specific information, such as emotions, thoughts, desires, etc, etc, etc. It also has once absorbed all the information of the universe bubble, including spirits, memory, matter, energy, amongst other things. Now, these things I listed off are just core mechanisms of what the virus can do. The punishing virus causes a variety of different effects. Let me explain. The punishing virus is capable of causing hallucinations that cause you to relive past memories and even altering them. Yo, are the Sung Jin Woo fans hit by this shit? They got some crazy fucking takes, and don't let me even get started about the Rimuru fans. Are you stupid? Soloing Nasu, get the fuck out of here. Now that we have covered what the punishing virus is, we can now talk about the red tide. The red tide has a discoloration of the water body looking surface that adapted itself to the Earth's conditions, mimicking the biosphere of the planet and developing biological traits. The red tide mimics the biosphere of the planet inducing incredibly fast evolution from the life it absorbs. The red tide also massively grows in size, originally being the size of a fountain in a short amount of time. It had managed to grow large enough to flood an entire city block, with the rate of expansion being able to cover an entire Earth in record time, with every new hetero creature created from the red tide being far superior to the previous ones. It has vastly increased physical statistics, abilities, and resistances. The red tide inherently stores various amounts of information such as biological and memory information of the deceased, while also being capable of retaining the consciousness of the dead and being capable of mimicking the said consciousness to speak and communicate. Now, the last thing that is connecting the punishing virus to the cosmology is the hetero creature physiology. Now, since we went over the red tide, the virus, and basically everything at this point, we need to talk about the hetero creature. The whole entire video has been building up to this one linking piece, and that linking piece would be the hetero creatures. The hetero creatures were made from the red tide, which is the punishing virus, and they are intimately, fuck me, bro, linked to the Hetero Tower. In fact, you cannot have the tower without the hetero creatures. They are essentially the immune system and the builders of that structure. Trust me, when we get to the Hetero Tower, your mind will be fucking blown. Hetero creatures are an advanced evolution of the corrupted, born from the red tide. Unlike the standard corrupted, which only infect humans and machines, the red tide is a pervasive liquid that dissolves all matter, biological and mechanical alike, to harvest its data. Within its primordial sea, everything is deconstructed and rebuilt into hetero creatures. These entities inherit the standard resistances of the corrupted, but possess the enhanced abilities to mimic Earth's biosphere, allowing them to take on the organic, animalistic, or even humanoid form. The hetero creatures themselves have power, mimicry, and more. I won't lie, it's nothing impressive, so I won't spend too much time on it, but like I said, this is all building up to the Hetero Tower. Since we all know that the hetero creatures are linked to the Hetero Tower, acting as the physical extension of the defensive immune system, the tower serves as a higher dimensional processing hub that utilizes the red tide to deconstruct, reality and 3D print these creatures as the new life on Earth. Because they are tethered to the tower's 5th dimensional core, the Hetero Towers benefit from the infinite reactive evolution and temporal immortality. The tower constantly updates their information structure to counter threats and remanifest them across different timelines. In short, the tower is God and the hetero creatures are its avatars. But don't worry, now we get into the crazy shit. The Hetero Tower is a massive spatial temporal structure that emerged from the Earth following the intense seismic activity. Initially, it functioned as a concentrated beacon for the punishing virus, emitting electromagnetic signals that paralyze both humans and constructs. The Hetero Tower is a physical manifestation of the conceptual law. It doesn't just transcend time, it is a structure that allows for the manipulation of the informational layer that defines all of reality. Because the tower can 3D print countless dimensions from the red tide, it is qualitatively superior to those dimensions. It's an outer versatile concept that's used by the Watchers to override the rules of the 3-dimensional world with the higher dimensional logic. This allows the occupant to view infinite world lines and physically travel into the past to alter causality. After Lee successfully conquered its trials, he overwrote the tower's fundamental logic, transforming it into the Invert Tower, a planetary scale purifier that now aggressively destroys the punishing virus instead of spreading it. It's important to remember that the punishing virus hacks, scalings, and resistances fall under the Hetero Tower. That's why we had to talk about those first. It's a cosmology video. What the fuck did you expect? First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, the tower manifests the space-time continuum and functions as a gateway to a higher dimension. Having been created by beings known as the Watchers, the tower also has the ability to turn characters into higher dimensional beings. A great example would be Lee Hyperreal. After Lee transcends the tower, he becomes a higher dimensional being able to fully manipulate the space-time continuum. He can effortlessly travel between different timelines, and even he has the power to go back to the past, as I stated at the beginning of this video, of which the tower allows these users to do. The tower helped create the fog, a realm of temporal chaos where time itself does not exist. Vonnegut describes the fog as a world stripped to just 2 dimensions, or if the commandment could imagine themselves existing 2-dimensionally. The tower was created by Watchers who exist in a higher dimension. Again, I know I just said that, but do you remember this woman? Do you remember this very, very beautiful woman? Now look, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I don't really like pink-haired women. I have a lot of bad memories of useless women with pink hair. I'm sorry, I do. However, Ishmael's an exception. The Hetero Tower has chaotic space-time, with it being impossible to calculate or foresee which moment in time a person will exit from its core if removed. Even the characters such as Nanami, who can simulate 262 quadrillion, 537 trillion, 412 billion, 640 million, 768,743 worlds. Oh my god, I'm out of breath. But basically, oh my god. Yep. Moving on. Plus, the tower emits electromagnetic signals that incapacitates both the constructs and humans within its effective range, with these electromagnetic signals driving humans and constructs mad, causing several side effects such as mental disorders, hallucinations, drug overdose, fucking small dick energy of those guys who like really shitty universes like Dragon Ball or One Punch Man, drastic changes in personality, or even increase in hostility. Crazy, I know! The gate is the absolute highest level of the Hetero Tower, and the gate is at the top level of that Hetero Tower, which, well, I just said that, never mind. Long story short, it exists beyond the lower level space-time continuum, being a higher dimensional space in and of itself. The gate is where the verse hits outer versal, again, as I already stated. It is a realm of non-conceptuality. When the series says the concepts of beginning and end do not exist, it means that the gate is a void that transcends the concept of causality. God, I'm fucking up a lot, am I? Aren't I? Fuck! Standing at the gate, spacetime isn't just a map, it's a fiction. Characters like Lee Hyperreal are interacting with the Stellar Sea, a 1A or outerversal realm that sits outside of the entire dimensional framework, treating infinite universes as nothing more than information bubbles floating in a void, with the gate being capable of creating the primal projection, which is in existence, that was formed by countless spatial dimensions as an incorporeal entity with neither a fixed body nor unified consciousness, and was gathered by constantly changing the laws of causality at the top of the Hetero Tower. The Hetero Tower helped create the primal projection, which is an incorporeality entity created by projections in countless dimensions, and was weaved consistently, changing laws of causality at the top of the tower. The Hetero Tower has a gate that has infinite dimensions, the ability to control causality, non-physical interaction, acausality, law manipulation, space-time manipulation, and more. Shit is fucking wild. The Invert Hetero Tower is evolved and the purified version of the Hetero Tower. It represents one of the greatest feats in the entire Punishing Gray Raven cosmology because it is the moment humanity finally hacked the universe's ultimate weapon and turned it against itself. The Invert Hetero Tower is a feat of outerversal law manipulation. Lee didn't just clean the air, he reached the gate, the 1A outerversal source of the universe. He hacked its fundamental laws of all of existence. He changed the definition of the virus itself, thus proving that high tier PGR characters can rewrite reality at a conceptual level, making their power set bypass all dimensional defenses. The tower manifests the space-time continuum with all possibilities encountered that transcend the confines of the world, with these possibilities being boundless. I'm not saying the verse is boundless, I'm just using that the possibilities of surpassing and transcending them are boundless. Also, the primal projection is an existence that was formed by countless spatial dimensions as an incorporeal entity with a neither fixed body nor unified consciousness, and was gathered by the constantly changing laws of causality at the top of the Hetero Tower. Oh yeah, plus the tower manifests the space-time continuum and it's unbound by linear time, so that's pretty cool. The reason Punishing Gray Raven scales into the stratosphere or so high is because it's an information-based cosmology. In most verses, dimensions are a ceiling, but in PGR, dimensions are just data. At the top of the hierarchy, we have a Stellar Sea and the Watchers, which represent that informational layer, the true source code of the multiverse, because its layers defines the properties of all reality and is qualitatively superior to the concepts of matter, space, and time. When the Punishing Virus and Watchers filter a civilization, they aren't just destroying planets, they are deleting conceptual blueprints of the universes from existence. This is why the verse hits at least outerversal in terms of scaling. The gate exists as a state of non-conceptuality, transcending the concepts of beginning and end. This is a direct transcendence of causality, the very law that governs dimensional existence. The Hetero Tower acts as an outerversal console as it treats countless spatial dimensions as raw information that can be edited, rewritten, or 3D printed at will. Observer statuses like Ishmael treat the entire space-time continuum as fiction or a map. gap. In power scaling, viewing a dimensional hierarchy as a flat, inanimate object is a definite proof of universal transcendence. I don't know what else to say. That's what it is. Ultimately, PGR is a powerful verse because it has top tier characters that aren't just fighting with fucking swords, they're deleting keys. When Lee Hyperreal reached the gate and transformed the tower, he exceeds or exercised universal law manipulation, proving that humanity in PGR has moved beyond just being the player in the game. They have become the programmers of all reality itself. I don't know, guys. I just Ishmael, and again, don't forget Ishmael is above the Hetero Tower, so you already know what the fuck that means. What do you guys think of Ishmael anyways, on top of everything I just said? We all know she's powerful, and let me know, does she deserve her own video? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Actually, let me ask you this now, because I've been thinking about this. I'm gonna put a poll up anyways, just because I just want more thoughts on this, but I thought about just saying fuck it and just making a Void Shiki video for next week. If you made it this far, you might know. If not, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna put a poll up on it anyways and see what people think. But yeah, I've been thinking about just making a Void Shiki video because people like Fate, people want a Void Shiki video, people want my opinion about the series and multiple different characters. So I was like, well, why the fuck not? In any case, I'm getting off topic. Do not underestimate the power of Ishmael. She will get a video of her own, and honestly, guys, thank you guys for the growing support. I don't know why, but I've been growing a lot faster than I have recently, and I just wanted to truly thank you guys. So with that being said, I hope to see you guys in the next video, which would probably be Sunday because that is when I upload most times. So yeah, I hope you guys all have a blessed day, and with that being said, I hope to see you all beautiful people next week. I'm out. Peace.